Ben, a marine biologist, poured a glass of seawater on Rin's hand, and her skin started to peel and change. Rin is a mermaid who can turn into a human. Her sister Donna was taken by humans during a deep-sea expedition. To rescue her, Rin came to land and turned into a human. She was lucky to meet Ben and his girlfriend Maddie, who cared about the environment and decided to help her. But they didn't know Donna was being held in a lab and experimented on. In the lab, Donna, strong and determined, tried to escape. During the chaos, another captive, Chris, a former soldier, saw a chance to get away. While escaping, Chris found an injured woman who had also turned human. He decided to help her, and together, they fled. Meanwhile, Rin, not knowing any of this, waited for news about Donna. But being out of the ocean for too long made her skin rot. Ben grew worried and told Rin she needed to return to the ocean before it was too late. But Helen stopped him, suspecting the people who took Donna might still be after Rin. Helen decided to treat Rin's skin herself for the time being. As she worked, Helen thought about how to help Rin heal. While Helen was tending to Rin's wounds, Rin noticed something strange about her. When Rin lifted Helen's sleeve, she was shocked to see Helen's skin rotting, just like hers. Helen didn't offer any explanation. Rin dismissed it, assuming it was something normal for humans. As time went on, Rin still hadn't heard any news about Donna. Meanwhile, her condition worsened. Seeing her grow weaker, Ben and the others decided it was time to send her back to the ocean. Before letting her go, they gave Rin a locator device, ensuring they could track her location and keep her safe. Just as they attached the locator to Rin, Ben received a message saying Chris had been found. Donna's location was still unknown, and they didn't know where to start searching. Rin could only think of her sister. Before Chris and Donna escaped, this is what happened. Just as they were about to extract Donna's blood, Donna suddenly fought back and knocked down the scientist. A fight broke out in the lab, and everyone else was killed. She disguised herself by knocking out a nurse and taking her uniform. She found Chris and helped him escape from the base. The nurse had a cell phone, which Chris used. Chris called his friend Xander for help. When Xander learned they escaped, he contacted Ben right away. After hearing the news, Ben brought Rin to the roadside to wait for Chris and Donna. While they were waiting, Chris's car finally arrived. Ben and Maddie quickly went to check the car. As they checked the car, Rin spotted Donna walking down the road. Without thinking about anything else, Rin ran toward her sister. She called out to Donna in relief, her voice trembling with emotion. After so many days apart, the sisters were finally reunited. But Rin was too weak to say much. Seeing her sister's condition, Donna didn't hesitate. She carried Rin and headed straight for the ocean. For a moment, it seemed like everything had finally calmed down. Everyone began returning to their normal lives. But while Ben and the others were tracking Rin's location, her signal suddenly disappeared. A month passed with no sign of Rin. Chris had returned to his usual work and was spending an evening at a bar. Out of nowhere, a man approached him. It was Dr. Decker, the scientist who had been experimenting on Donna. He was obviously there because of the mermaids. He claimed Donna had killed several people. He said she was extremely dangerous. Then he leaned closer. He demanded to know where Donna was and asked Chris to share everything he knew. Meanwhile, Ben, who was still working at the rescue station, found the body of a female orana near the shore. Female arowanas are deep-sea fish that live over 600 meters below the surface. It was strange to see one in the shallow waters of their region. But now, there was a fully intact corpse of one. This suggested that something terrible had happened in the deep ocean, forcing it to come to the surface. To investigate further, Ben and Maddie went to the fish market at the dock to gather clues. What they found there shocked them. Among the fishermen's stock, they discovered another female uruana, but something about it seemed unusual. Maddie decided to take the fish back to study it. When she examined it, she was surprised to find that the fish's digestive tract lacked enzymes, essential for breaking down food. Even stranger, the electrical activity in its body was highly abnormal. These findings suggested that the fish had starved to death. As they discussed what could have caused such a bizarre phenomenon, the locator device suddenly picked up a signal. The signal showed that Rin was heading toward land again. Without hesitation, they followed the signal to the beach. There, they found evidence that her tail had shed. Even after searching all night, they couldn't find Rin herself. The only thing they found was the locator on the ground. They had no choice but to inform Helen about what happened. They thought something bad had happened to Rin. But when they returned to the rescue station, they were surprised to see Rin and Donna there. They wondered why the sisters had come back to land. Rin explained that they came because they were starving. She said there was no prey left in the part of the sea they lived in. That's why she decided to come to land again. Donna agreed with her sister's reasoning. Just as they were talking, Donna noticed the dissected female Aruna that Maddie had examined. When Donna saw the dissected Aruna, she thought Ben and Maddie had taken their food. Anger flared, and she suddenly threw the fish and attacked Ben. Ben and Maddie struggled to stop her, while Rin tried desperately to calm her sister. The sisters ended up fighting as Rin tried to reason with Donna. Frightened by the lights and commotion, Donna fled the rescue station. Rin explained that Donna's reaction was because of the trauma she had suffered when humans tortured her at the lab. The sisters deeply cared for each other, but it was now extremely dangerous for them to be out in the open. If they weren't careful, the military might capture them. Ben helped Rin with her wounds, while Helen decided to leave and search for Donna. Meanwhile, Ben turned his focus to figuring out what was happening in the deep sea. He went back to his father's fishing company, the largest in the region, hoping to find answers. He thought he might find some answers there. When he arrived, he noticed the fishermen were catching more fish than usual. Many of the fish were strange species that people normally didn't want. This made Ben suspicious. An employee mentioned that a company called Coast Mills was buying everything. They purchased any fish or seafood, as long as it came from the deep sea. Hearing this, Ben felt certain something unusual was going on. He quickly said goodbye to the workers and snuck into his father's office. Searching his father's computer for more information on Coast Mills, he found something he wished wasn't true. Ben rushed back to Maddie, determined to share what he'd discovered. He learned that Coast Mills had started operations just a month ago. The company had been buying marine products in massive quantities. And worse, it was being supported by the military, the same military that had captured Donna before. They were likely trying to trap Rin by cutting off her food supply. Xander mentioned that fishing authorities had stopped regulating overfishing about a month ago. It seemed suspicious, especially since it coincided with recent strange events. Meanwhile, Helen continued her search at the harbor. She eventually found Donna hiding on an abandoned boat. Whether it was her natural connection to Donna or something else, Helen managed to gain Donna's trust and brought her back to her home. As they were settling in, Helen offered to help Donna take Rin back to the ocean. Donna hesitated, unsure of what to do, but listened carefully. After some reassurance, Donna finally agreed. Helen promised Donna that she could be trusted. At the same time, Ben told Rin about the military's plans. He warned her to find Donna quickly and avoid going back to the site was all a trap. But staying on land wasn't safe either. Nowhere was truly safe. Ben promised to change things and make it safe for Rin to live wherever she wanted, or in the sea. But no one expected Donna to go to the fishing company alone that night. While there, she found a photo of Ben and his father, which made her pause. Coincidentally, Dr. Decker, the scientist who had experimented on her, also showed up. The next morning, Donna woke up on Helen's couch. When Helen asked what she had done the night before, Donna, like Rin, said nothing. Helen didn't press her for answers. All she cared about was keeping the sisters safe from humans. After living on land for so long, Helen had seen firsthand how dangerous people could be. As she finished her thoughts, Maddie arrived with Rin. The sisters, who had argued earlier, looked tense as they saw each other. But this time, there were no harsh words between them, only silence. Rin bowed her head and walked closer to her sister Kami, as if asking for peace. Maddie left Helen's house, feeling reassured that things were improving. After she left, Rin tried to convince Donna and Ben that Maddie was trustworthy. Donna, still traumatized by the torture she endured from humans, couldn't bring herself to trust them. Rin pleaded with her to reconsider, but Donna remained cautious. Meanwhile, Ben was having dinner with friends when Chris shared troubling news about Dr. Decker. Alarmed, Ben decided to investigate further. He discovered that Dr. Decker was an expert on humanoid creatures and had been collaborating with the military. This meant the military's focus was now on their town. Ben thought there was still time to prepare, but things escalated quickly at the company party the next night. At the party, Ben spotted Dr. Decker talking with his mother. When Ben approached, Dr. Decker openly mentioned his mother, leaving Ben deeply unsettled. Dr. Decker said it was related to a marine creature he had recently studied. He explained that he had injected the creature's stem cells into test subjects, and those injected with its DNA showed remarkable results. Every subject regained mobility. Dr. Decker shared this information because Ben's mother was paralyzed, and Ben and his father had been desperately searching for a way to help her walk again. It was clear Dr. Decker wanted to use this to extract information about the mermaid. However, Ben already knew what Dr. Decker had been doing. When Dr. Decker asked how he knew, Ben calmly replied that he had seen the signs. He explained that he understood the obsession. It consumes your thoughts, keeps you awake at night, and makes it impossible to think of anything else. Ben demanded to see Rin again and asked for answers about what was happening. Dr. Decker admitted they were luring the mermaids to the surface. He revealed that certain bait, like flowers, was being used to draw them out. The mermaids were being trapped on a trawler, and the crew began capturing them. That evening, Ben received troubling news. Donna's body had started deteriorating from being away from the ocean for too long. Ben feared they might take her back to the lab. He warned Rin about Dr. Decker's plans and told her to stay at Helen's house. However, near the end of the party, Ben suddenly heard the sound of a mermaid song. Strangely, only Ben and Dr. Decker seemed able to hear it. The moment Dr. Decker heard it, he rushed outside. Fearing for Rin's safety, Ben followed closely behind him. Ben took Maddie with him, and they followed Dr. Decker into the woods. Dr. Decker was shocked to see Donna already waiting there. As he approached, he tried to get closer to Donna. He had taken a needle from his car, designed to incapacitate a mermaid. But he didn't realize it was a trap set by Donna and Rin. At that moment, Ben and the others arrived, but seeing Rin distracted them. Dr. Decker tried to use the needle, but he underestimated Rin's sharp instincts. Rin quickly stopped him. She didn't hesitate to protect herself. Ben tried to stop Rin from killing Dr. Decker. He explained that they needed Dr. Decker alive to stop the military's plans. Under pressure, Dr. Decker gave in and contacted the military. The military refused to change their plans. They insisted that the operation was already underway and couldn't be stopped. Despite Dr. Decker's efforts, the military refused to cancel their plans. Ben continued trying to stop Rin and Donna from resorting to violence. Sensing the rising tension, Rin decided to leave with Donna. As they walked down the road, Rin made a difficult choice. She decided not to return to the sea with her sister. Left with no other option, Donna headed to the pier, alone, and dove into the water. As she submerged, her body transformed back into her mermaid form. Rin hesitated for a moment, but then prepared to jump in and follow her. Before she could, an unexpected figure appeared behind her, a detective. And just like that, the story ends with Rin standing at the water's edge, uncertain and unresolved. What happens next remains a mystery, left to our imagination. Thank you for watching.